Charlie Kirk gets assassinated, a horrible tragedy. It's the new year, and it's a little bit less than 4 months since that tragedy. And when a tragedy happens like that, and you're a spouse or family member, what do you do? How do you handle something like that? I see videos in which they're saying Erica Kirk's wearing too many rings or hugging someone too long or whatnot. I'm not here to comment on that or whatnot, but in my career, I've handled many situations in which there is a horrible death and with mysterious or questions surrounding that death. My name is Bruce Slane, and I'm a medical malpractice attorney in New York. I'm also represent vaccine injury clients in the Federal Court of Claims. I also do represent mesothelioma victims and their families. I'm one of the longest living survivors of mesothelioma. So when someone passes, you have to look at um, their legacy. What is their legacy? And the legacy mainly is their children, and it's also their spouse. And then after that, it's their mission in life. What was their mission? And friends and other family members after that. And when you look at that, when there's a death, it's and there's questions, you want those questions answered. You have to look 15 years from now, 20 years from now. How is it going to be with unanswered questions 15 years for the children getting questioned? Oh, I hear you XYZ happened. Oh, you got any answers or whatnot? A lot of times that the family members get faced with something if it's a public event. And this is not commentary necessarily on Charlie Kirk. This is just general. This is what happens in tragedies. In 1997, I was diagnosed with mesothelioma, and my right lung was surgically removed. This was attributed to asbestos exposure. Today, I'm an attorney, and I fight for the rights of injured victims. My name is Bruce Slane, and if you or a loved one was recently diagnosed with mesothelioma, call me. I'd like to speak with you. So the question becomes, what do you do? And in relation to something like this, it's usually my advice is to get and I'm not giving legal advice, I'm just giving my general practice, is to get a private pathologist involved before the burial so that you have that person that works for you to say that, well, well, there's already going to be an autopsy from the hospital, and that's going to give us answers. Well, a lot of times it doesn't. You have the autopsy report, you go through it, and the critical question that you need answers for, there's one sentence on it. So you don't get the answers. And then you want to get that pathologist on the phone, and you can't. So having a private pathologist, pulling them in to do a private autopsy before the burial, that could give you answers. And it does give you answers. And you could get a young pathologist. So when you have young kids that years later they could talk to that pathologist themselves. They can have their autopsy report, say, look, I have questions, and they could get their own answers. Is looking ahead, looking 15 years ahead. I've worked with so many clients that had family members that had deaths in which they had questions for, and it bothered them that they did not have answers. And this is something that those answers can give closure, it can give solace to a horrible tragedy. So it's something that could cost $10,000, $20,000. So it's not cheap. It's something that you have to act within a day or two after the passing. So you have to get the pathologist involved and send them to the funeral parlor. I've had pathologists on the phone, and for the most part, they assure me it's going to be okay. I know there's a lot of people coming in and whatnot. We'll be fine, and for the most part, it is. So it's something that hopefully as a viewer, anyone out there is never going to need something like this, but it's something that does come up. I wish health and happiness to everyone. I wish peace and solace to the family of the Kirks. And hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.